I really don't care what happens to her at all. I don't care. Like, everybody they tiptoe around with this social media. But what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be consequence.
Shocking news broke out when Iman Shumpert suddenly pulled a knife on Aaron during a tense confrontation. The explosive moment shocked everyone around, especially because it came after Aaron allegedly threatened Teyana's daughter. Tensions between Aaron and Iman had been rising for weeks, but nobody expected it to escalate to such a dangerous level. Sources say Aaron crossed a serious and dangerous line with his threats, leaving Iman with little choice but to react swiftly. Witnesses describe the scene as chaotic and terrifying, with emotions running high and tempers flaring out of control. Fans and the public are stunned that this family feud turned violent in such a dramatic way. The incident has put the entire family under intense public scrutiny and sparked widespread concern. Many people are now asking how far this conflict will go, and if it can ever be resolved peacefully. Above all, the safety and well-being of Teyana's daughter have become the top priority for everyone involved. This story is still unfolding, and new updates are expected soon as authorities and family members try to manage the fallout. The root of this incident lies in a long-standing feud between Aaron and Iman, which had been simmering under the surface for quite some time. Both men hold very different opinions about their roles in Teyana's daughter's life, and how involved they should be. Aaron is believed to have made threatening remarks during a recent confrontation, which greatly escalated tensions. Although Iman initially tried to calm the situation and avoid conflict, he was pushed too far by Aaron's behavior. What started as a heated argument quickly turned physical and dangerous, with emotions boiling over in a matter of minutes. Friends and insiders say the explosive moment happened right after Aaron's threatening comments crossed an unacceptable line. In a desperate attempt to protect Teyana's daughter and himself, Iman grabbed a knife, which changed the situation dramatically. The chaos that followed was captured by witnesses, and authorities were called, though they arrived only after the worst had passed. Both men were sternly warned to stay away from each other after the incident, highlighting how serious the situation has become. This event has also sparked serious legal discussions, with many questioning what consequences might follow. Iman's reaction to the whole incident appears to be motivated by fear and a deep need to protect the child at the center of this conflict. Those close to him describe Iman as fiercely protective of Teyana's daughter, someone who would do anything to keep her safe. During the incident, Iman reportedly felt cornered and overwhelmed by the intensity of the confrontation, leading to his drastic decision to pull out a knife. Even Iman's closest friends and allies were shocked by how far things escalated. However, Iman denies any intention to seriously harm Aaron and insists that the knife was only used as a last resort to stop a perceived threat. This act reflects how high emotions and pressure have become within the family drama, showing just how fragile things are right now. Despite the seriousness of his actions, Iman still has strong support from many fans who believe he was defending his family. The community remains divided, with heated debates over whether his actions were justified under the circumstances. What Iman does next legally and publicly will play a crucial role in shaping the outcome of this conflict. Aaron's alleged threats played a major role in igniting this violent confrontation and have deeply disturbed many people, including Iman. Reports suggest Aaron made threats that targeted Teyana's daughter during a particularly heated argument, crossing a line that many consider unforgivable. While the exact words Aaron used have not been publicly disclosed, sources describe the threats as shocking and unacceptable. To date, Aaron has not issued a full public statement or apology regarding the incident, leaving many questions unanswered. Some insiders claim Aaron regrets crossing this dangerous line, but also defend his actions as responses to provocation. His supporters argue that he was pushed to the edge and forced into a corner, explaining his extreme behavior. The severity of the threats has led to public calls for Aaron to distance himself from the family to avoid further harm. Legal experts warn that these threats could have serious consequences for Aaron's standing and rights regarding Teyana's daughter. The entire public and media are watching closely to see how Aaron will handle this crisis moving forward. His relationship with Teyana and her daughter now hangs in the balance, with the future uncertain. Social media exploded with reactions after news of the knife incident spread online, creating a whirlwind of opinions, emotions, and finger-pointing. What may have begun as a tense disagreement between adults quickly spiraled into a disturbing episode that left fans stunned and deeply concerned. Within hours, the internet was flooded with videos, rumors, memes, and emotional commentary. People were not just reacting, they were choosing sides, dissecting the incident frame by frame, and offering their own interpretations of who was right, who was wrong, and what should happen next. Many expressed sheer disbelief that things had escalated to this point, especially in a situation involving a child who now risks becoming a long-term victim of adult conflict. Some fans immediately rushed to Iman's defense, describing him as a father pushed to his limit. To this group, Iman wasn't acting out of aggression. He was responding to a situation that felt threatening, doing whatever he thought necessary to protect his family. They argued that the presence of a weapon only intensified his reaction, and his instincts as a father kicked in. These supporters flooded the internet with messages of solidarity, calling him a real dad and defending his actions as those of someone placed in an impossible situation. They pointed out that, while his reaction may not have been perfect, it was born out of a desire to defend his daughter from what he saw as an encroaching and unstable influence. However, the backlash against Aaron was just as swift. Many criticized him harshly for allowing the situation to escalate to a point where physical threats, even implied ones, were introduced into an already tense emotional environment. Some went so far as to say that his behavior crossed a line that cannot be ignored, especially in the presence of a child or near a family home. This group believes that regardless of how emotionally invested Aaron may be, he should have stepped back instead of stepping up in such a hostile way. His decision to remain involved, even as things grew more volatile, is seen by many as reckless at best and threatening at worst. Hashtags related to the incident quickly trended worldwide, with names and phrases like Protect the Child, Team Iman, Team Aaron, and family drama dominating the conversation. Influencers weighed in with long threads about parenting and toxic masculinity, while celebrities either voiced support for peace or stayed cautiously silent. Fans argued in comment sections and Instagram lives, treating the deeply personal conflict as though it were a reality show cliffhanger. Some even speculated about motives, histories, and who might be planning the next move. The family's private business was now firmly in the public arena, and every detail was being picked apart for entertainment, empathy, or judgment. Beyond the online noise, deeper issues began to surface. The incident sparked larger discussions about family loyalty, the importance of boundaries in blended families, and how personal disputes can dangerously blur into violence when emotions are not kept in check. Commentators and psychologists began, warning that when adults fight this publicly and this intensely, the people most at risk are the children caught in between. For many observers, the fight was more than a moment of chaos. It was a wake-up call about the necessity of emotional maturity and control, especially when kids are involved. Fans from all sides pleaded for peace. There were countless posts calling on everyone involved to de-escalate, find a solution, and refocus their energy on what truly matters: the emotional and physical well-being of Teyana's daughter. For every person choosing sides, there were others who urged everyone to step back and reflect. Many worried that the feud would only worsen before it improves, especially if legal intervention becomes unavoidable. Some fans expressed concern that the child might already be suffering quietly, absorbing the tension around her without fully understanding it, yet internalizing the emotional chaos all the same. As the situation unfolds, legal consequences are beginning to look increasingly inevitable. Authorities are continuing their investigation into the incident, and both Iman and Aaron may face charges depending on the evidence presented. Teyana is reportedly in full protective mode, doing everything in her power to shield her daughter from further harm, both emotional and physical. Sources close to her have said she is considering all her options, including restraining orders, and a formal revision of custody agreements. Her legal team is reportedly evaluating the best path forward to ensure that her daughter's safety becomes the central concern moving forward. Family counseling, mediation, or even court-mandated therapy may be on the table as next steps. These options are being considered not only as a response to the recent incident, but also as a long-overdue attempt to create a healthier dynamic moving forward. It's clear now that informal agreements and verbal boundaries are no longer enough. Professional help may be the only way to repair what's been broken and establish a path that centers the child rather than the egos of the adults around her. Erin's future involvement with Teyana's family remains in serious doubt. Whether or not reconciliation is possible is uncertain, and honestly, it may no longer be the priority. The focus now must shift entirely toward the child, her protection, her healing, and her ability to grow up free from the chaos that has surrounded her. This isn't just a family drama anymore. It's a turning point. Whether this family breaks, further, or begins to rebuild depends entirely on the next decisions made, not in public, but behind closed doors, where real healing has to begin. Only time will tell whether this is the climax of a long-brewing feud or just another chapter in a story that continues to spiral. What is certain is that if something doesn't change soon, the emotional consequences could stretch far into the future, for everyone involved, but especially for the one who had no say in any of this. The violent clash between Iman and Erin has shocked many people and drawn intense public attention. What began as a private family feud has escalated to dangerous and frightening levels, reminding everyone how quickly things can spiral out of control. At the center of this turmoil is Teyana's daughter, whose safety and stability must be the highest priority for all involved. Both men now need to seriously reflect on their actions and the damage caused not only to each other, but to the family as a whole. Fans and followers are watching the situation closely, hoping for a peaceful and mature resolution that can restore calm. This incident serves as a harsh reminder of the consequences that come from allowing pride and anger to take control. The path forward requires respect, healing, and a willingness to put the child's best interests above all else. Hopefully, this frightening and painful moment will become a wake-up call for everyone involved. As the story continues to unfold, the public will stay tuned, hoping for a future free from violence and full of understanding. Ultimately, family and safety must come first, because no conflict is worth risking a child's well-being.